If you have minor children at home, estate planning should ensure that they are taken care of no matter what and never have to go into the care of the authorities if an emergency happens. Consider this scenario. You go out to dinner. You leave your child or children at home with a babysitter. On the way home, you get in a car accident and you're unable to come home. The babysitter calls you on your mobile phone, nobody answers. Ultimately, she calls the police. The police come to your home and ultimately have to take your children into the care of Child Protective Services, because unless you've left instructions behind naming temporary guardians or first responders, the police have no choice. Even if your babysitter was willing to stay, even if you had people in the neighborhood that were willing to take your kids for the night, the police are going to have to put them with Child Protective Services. At Balam Youth Law, we prepare what we call a Kids Protection Plan, which fills in the holes of a traditional estate plan with regard to taking care of your children. In a typical plan, the will name long-term guardians. So those are folks, that would take your children long-term if you're unable to care for them anymore. But long-term guardians doesn't take into account what happens in the short term. And often people's long-term guardians live across the country or the like. So even, beyond the first night of this emergency, it's not necessarily possible that somebody's going to be able to be there unless you make arrangements for that. At Balam Youth Law, we make sure that you have arrangements for that. Our Kids Protection Plan includes a variety of things, including naming long-term guardians, naming short-term guardians that are close by that can respond in an emergency. We send letters to the people that you have named as short-term guardians so they know what to do and are prepared to respond. We leave instructions to everyone who might be taking care of your kids, both the babysitter, the short-term guardians, and long-term guardians. With the long-term guardians, we can get really specific if that's something that you want, and really leave out your values and your experiences and the things that you would like your children to know about you if you're not able to raise them yourself. We also create medical powers of attorney so that you've named people that can take care of your children medically if you're unable to be there for them. We also give you personalized ID cards to carry in your wallet so that the folks you've named as first responders or short-term guardians can be contacted in an emergency as quickly as possible. It's not pleasant to consider what would happen to you and your children in an emergency, but when we put these documents in place, my clients feel a high level of relief, frankly. It's really nice to have these things dialed in. So, none of us want an emergency to happen, but knowing what's going to happen in an emergency and having it be your choice really provides a lot of comfort. If you'd like to talk about our Kids Protection Plan or naming short or long-term guardians, feel free to contact me through my website.